What is up? What is up? This is Kayne Frost, and today's topic is going to be women who are delusional, or is it dating coaches leading men down the wrong path? All right, so let's discuss this. All right, so I'm out on the dating sites and stuff, and it's crazy because, and I mentioned in other videos that these women today's time in 2020 and stuff, some are delusional, and as I explained in other videos, that it's your job to avoid these women, is to weed them out, is to vet them, is to go through the process of not dealing with these type of women on a daily basis, not to be your ideal dating females. The problem is a lot of guys don't know no difference, so they've been dealing with a lot of women that are the same type of women, and they think that all women are like that since that's all they've been dealing with, and that's what's messed up about everything. So the men complain about these women, and they're really delusional. At the same time, you have dating coaches that are kind of like a beacon to these guys and confirming all their beliefs. So they get on the internet and stuff like that, and then they search for these bad behavior type women, and then they find people, coaches that are MGTOW and stuff, and they're all about they don't there's against women and all these bad behaviors and all these unrealistic demands and requirements that the women ask for and stuff. So these men or these coaches start to feed that to the men, and then the men start to embrace that and say, yeah, we're gonna, we're right, and these women need to straighten up, or else, we're gonna be going our own way. We're never gonna be talking to them again. And that is actually where you lose, and that's what's messed up, because these guys, the dating coaches and stuff, they're on a rise right now. They're like famous on YouTube and elsewhere, because they have, there's a lot of people backing these guys up, and these coaches are up to over 200, 300, sometimes 500,000 subscribers to their channel, and they're big, and that's crazy, because I think the coaches are starting, they were at one time, probably vengeful and hated the whole process of going out with women and being treated in such a bad way, where they were getting abused with the finances and paying these dates and not getting what they wanted and all this stuff. And so they created these channels, but now they're growing their fan base, and now their fan base is wanting more from them. And there's a couple of guys that I've seen, and I remember watching these guys, and they would start the video off like, what's up, MGTOW brothers, and all that stuff, and all these guys were all in the chat room and stuff, and everything else, and just agreeing with everything the guy's saying about, hey man, you gotta not put up with this and not put up with that, not put up with whatever, all this stuff. And and that was like a year ago. That same guy, has a lot of followers, but he's not on that MGTOW stuff anymore. Now he's like, trying to cope with his followers about, hey, just, this is the signs of attraction. This is how, you get women to comply and obsess over you and think about you, and, the list is on and on. And it's like, what happened? Did this guy see the light? What happened? Where's all that, black pill stuff, that we're not talking to women no more, we're not dealing with them no more? That's funny. And like there's another guy, coach, I don't know, Greg something, I don't know. But anyways, he's on, I'm telling you, I think these guys know that they can't live like that forever, and they want to get back out in the dating field, because you're a guy, what are you gonna do? You can't just keep saying, no to women, no to women, no to women, when you're a player. That's the funny part. If you're a player and you know how to play the field and play the game, you're not gonna be telling people to not play the game and to tell these women to go elsewhere. And I think these guys now realizing that these coaches, if they want to get back out in the dating field. And I remember hearing that guy just recently, a couple days ago, saying that, oh, maybe he's been trying to do that, the past month or so, but he has something like free lifestyle or something like that he's trying to get his followers to come down. And I think he says he's still doing the other portion of MGTOW stuff, but those guys are going against him. You can't sit there and come out and say you're all about this and grow your fan base with 300,000 people and then start dating a woman. You're contradicting yourself. And then, what are you gonna, can't be like, oh, well, you know to women and then you got a woman on your arm, and these guys are starting to realize that now. They want to kind of backpedal, but those followers are like, no, you started this way, we followed you this way, you're gonna continue this way. And I think that's what that guy sees, doing some free lifestyle, men doing that want to get back in the field and all this. And to me, that's funny, because that's just that guy. Those two guys that I said that are, changing their whole aspect. They should have known that from the very beginning, but maybe they've been following other people and realizing that it was their selves being stupid about how they were handling these situations, and instead of learning the game and learning their own failures, instead of getting better at the game, they just totally dismissed it. And you're not gonna, by just doing that, dismiss it, women are not gonna just wisen up and pay attention to you now and be like, oh, well, we're sorry. It's like they're gonna go out and find some other dude, and if that guy doesn't, whatever, he's not fine, they're gonna keep finding. But the players out in the field, they're gonna still play. They're not going their own way. It's just like, I always say, this is like, that just leaves more for us. So that's just funny. And there's more people, more coaches that are coming up, and they are talking about how they used to date, and all these, bad examples of what they experienced. And then they'll pull up a bunch of things on dating apps and stuff, and stuff in, cross seas and UK and all this other stuff about how women are making these, these unreasonable demands on what they want from a guy and stuff like that. And so they're still doing good. They're still going on the incline of getting their fans, and it's a lot of entertainment. And these guys, I don't know, if that's what you want to date, you go ahead. And it's like, and not for me. You can have all your stuff and your kids and your wanted money and your overweightness and all that stuff. No, thank you. I don't need that. I'm fine. I'm a man. I don't need that. And like, dude, come on, man. Unless you're gonna be like a homosexual dude and you want to go that route, yeah, go that route, man. But eventually, you're gonna come and want to be back with women in their situation, and all that time just lost of not playing with them. Maybe those guys are just one relationship guys, and they just want to get in that one relationship and be with that one girl for whatever, 10, 20 years. But you still gotta vet these girls to figure out which one is going to be that girl. And the only way to vet them is by dating multiple women, to figuring out what you're looking for and which girl is going to give that to you, And without doing that, you're just hurting yourself the whole way. And so I feel for you if you've been watching those guys and they've been leading you down this path and you're just all against it. You're not doing anything that's gonna make the women gonna want to change their attitude. Now, there's another guy out there. He's really good. Something, I forgot his name right now, but something Samuels. He's pretty good, and the women are, he has a lot of women calling in. I think he said 20-30%, and they're calling in and saying that they appreciate him. He's waking up them as far as for their unrealistic outlook in life, and these girls that are 7s, that they're because the 9s and 10s are getting taken, and it's these 7s, they're now the top of the 8, 9s and 10s, and they're making these interesting demands, and how these women need to lower their expectations to find the men that they need, or else they're going to be alone and stuff. I mean, he's getting that to the women there. But I think I give props to that guy, because he's not telling men just to say, you know what, go your own way. He's just saying to the women, you need to get more realistic with your demands. There's men out there, and men want to date you, but you need to kind of lower your standards. So he's cool. He's got it down in that way, and women are calling the show. But these other guys, man, it's like they're just like, yeah, no, I don't want to take it. You can go have all your stuff and everything else. And I just say that's a bad idea. So I feel for those guys. Like I said, one of these coaches eventually are going to be with a girl or be dating a girl. They can't live like this forever. They're in their late 40s and 50s. They can't go like that in 60, 70 and just not be with the woman forever. They're gonna have to break it, and I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna leave their channel, or I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen. So yeah, that's that. But I'll talk about the stuff with the delusional part. Are the women are delusional? Yeah, because I'm on the dating sites, and I see a lot of requirements that are not. Women think that they're something that they're not, and that's what's crazy. That they see themselves as 8, 9s, and 10s, and really they're like 5s and 4s, and they always want something that's a lot better than what they have, because women always want to date up. But yeah, these women are they're out of shape, and they have a few kids, or they have bad marriages or something, and so that's always a negative. And then they want one guy who's going to be specific, 6 feet and above, has to be working out, has to be body in shape, and no kids, and wants to travel and all this stuff. I mean, yeah, those women are delusional, and it's, I don't know who falls for that, and that's them. And if that's what they want to do on the dating sites, who knows? Maybe the guys that are hitting them up just want to see them as just a smash time, one time hookup, and the women think that they're gonna get this awesome guy with this big package and help them out, and then they go through like 5 or 6 of those guys, and none of them are ever wanting to settle down and be in a relationship with them. So maybe after then they'll start either get off the dating site or start pulling back their requirements of what they're really looking for. But here's the deal: when women that are asking for that stuff, that's because they don't see you, and so they're asking all these demands. But if they met a real guy, they're not going to ask for all those demands like in person, and that's the thing. When I'm out and I'm talking to women in person, they don't ask for all those requirements and demands. And if they do ask for them, it's because they don't see you in a sexual way. They see you as a provider. They don't see you as the alpha guy. They see you more as a beta provider. And so if they see you as a beta provider, then they're going to ask you all those requirements, like what do you do for a living? Where do you work, and where do you live, and what do you draw, and all this stuff. That's because they just want the financial security side of it, because they'll settle with you, but they're not going to really be physically attracted to you. And the bad thing about that is that if they do get with you, then you're always going to have that wandering eye from her. She might be cheating on you, always looking for something else, because you don't really do it for her in that way. You're just doing it for her because you can help her out with finances, and maybe she could be a stay-at-home mom. That's what she wanted to be. Maybe you're going to help her out with her kids. Maybe she wanted a house and split the house. Maybe she wants, you to pay for the whole house. But that's the way she's going to see you. But a girl that really likes you is going to be there for you and be down for whatever you want to do. So she's going to be, always wanting to help you out. And she's not going to ask these crazy requirements, basically delusional requirements. So that's how you got to weed it out. And like I said, I made another video going over about this, how to vet them and how to weed them out and how to move on to the next girl. Because not all of them are going to be like that. It's just the ones that don't really see that way are going to be like that. And that's where I say that that's the problem with the guys, is that if that's all they've been dealing with their whole lives, they know no better. And they think that that's just the way all women are, and then they get burned, maybe they get in a marriage and they get divorced, then they lose their house, maybe they get whatever, they're paying child support and all this stuff, and it didn't have to be that way. That was just a bad, really, relationship. That was, they tried to make something work that really shouldn't have worked, and then they find out later after they built all this finances up, and now they got to split it. If they start off like that and that's all they know, then they know nothing else, and then those guys get tired of the women, and then they find those other dating coaches, and then those just feed all their thoughts and all their, what they have always kind of thought all along. All these women are the same and stuff, and they're not. And that's what you need to get to. My channel is nothing about going your own way. It's about identifying the people that shouldn't be in your lives, and if they are, like, you see them that way, then they should just be just kind of like a booty call kind of buddy. That's it. Just just a hookup, and there's nothing that should be going past that. So I'm not gonna ever talk about going away. Now I'll talk about women being delusional and stuff like that. I don't know. I haven't really talked to the guys as far as we're not delusional. We settle pretty easy. It really is just the looks for us, and then we can kind of make things happen from there. It's from our side, it's the cooperation and the compliance. If the woman gives us compliance and cooperation, and she's willing to be down for whatever we do, that's pretty much it. That's all we really need, and the looks. And we can make it happen, and we can provide, and we can do everything, but yeah, that's kind of like the alpha male stuff and beta male. Beta male stuff is going to see something different. They're going to see something where everything's 50-50, and we split, and we do this and that. And that's just, that's not the way it's going to work out. Anyways, I got another video on that. I don't want to feel like getting all into the beta male side of it. This whole video was all about, with the delusional women and the dating coaches that are just, they're making whatever, they're making money. They got their channel, they got their following, and they're doing what they got to do. And I'm not hating on them. I say, hey, you do what you got to do to make your money. I think like what Dave Chappelle said is never get in between a man and his bread. And so I don't hate on them people. I wish those guys would wake up and see the reality for what it is. And I think that those guys that they're listening to, I already seen two of them, that I know that are backtracking. And eventually those guys that are listening to, they're going to be, they're going to have to backtrack. They're going to have to do something. And I don't know what's going to happen. It's not my thing. I've watched that stuff, and, they have some pretty good points. But their whole thing is just about avoid women and don't talk to them until they get their act straight and stuff. And, I don't know. There was one guy that I remember he was commenting on one of my videos saying something about, MGTOW guys were about, they're successful women, and then they're just tired of getting burned. But I'm like, you know what? No, you're not successful. If you're successful in everything. Finances, relationship, all that stuff. You can't be good here and then bad here. It just doesn't work like that. All right, so anyways, I said, follow me. None of my stuff is ever going to be about trying to convince you to go your own way. I'll bring up the points about how to avoid certain women and how to just move past it. But I'm not going to try to tell you that's the way is to wait until they come around, till they get their senses. Nah, not for me. Not on this channel. All right, man, so that's about it on this. If you like this video, please hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button. All right, this is Kayne Frost signing out. Until then, rock on. Peace.